my journey to run sub 7 and 22 in the indoor season has not been so smooth. These races went completely wrong. Hello people of the internet, welcome back to another episode of Road to Sub 21. Last episode we started off our season so well, running the 300 for the first time in a 36.72 and equaling my 60 meter PB with a 706 and a 707 in the same day. Now with the rust out of the way, it is time to start thinking about my favourite event, the 200 meters. Last season I was able to run 2 sub 22s at the end of the indoor season with so much room for improvement. My ultimate goal this indoors is to run 21.8 seconds in the 200 meters. Why you ask? If I can run this time, I will qualify for my first ever UK championships. So I decided to book up a race day for the 1st of Jan, entering in the 60 and 200 meters.
We are racing on the 1st of Jan. I'm quite excited because last time I ran 260s and got very, very close to my PB. I'm hoping with me being fresh and just doing the 60s and the 200, I can hopefully achieve or be closer to a sub 760. I think my goal is to just piece it together. And with the 200, honestly, I just want to see how close I am to sub 22. No stress, have fun, get the feel of the 200 again, try and piece together my 60s, and it should be a good day.
And with that philosophy, I was ready to do my best. As long as I can get that race feeling like last time, I was bound to get new PBs. But this is where it took a turn for the worst. My prep and sessions before the race didn't go to plan. With the facilities closed during Christmas, it was hard to complete my training weeks. And with less consistent sprint work, my body was not in the best state. This was my last session before the race day, so I decided to work on some speed endurance. However, I had no speed to begin with, and the conditions were 0 degrees and windy. I ran my first 150 in 16.9, then my second in 16.8, which caused this to happen. Even though we were so cooked, I finished my last rep of the 120 in 13.7.
Okay, not exactly the session I planned and how it would go, but I think it was definitely needed. Threw up, fun. My other race week, it was a perfect setup. Last week and this week, it's been Christmas, so I've been sat on my ass. So I haven't ran in a week, and it shows. If you can't tell how cold it is, look at my damn hands, bro. Damn, I threw up and ran again, that's crazy.
So with possibly one of the worst preps behind me, I still decided to race. I don't feel fast, but I didn't feel slow, so it was worth a shot. And this was my first round of the 60s. So I finished with a time of 7:12, and yeah, I wasn't very happy with the outcome. I felt like my starting power was okay, but when I started to transition, I had nothing left to give. Who would have thought not training speed for 2 weeks would make you slow? We came into the second round really wanting that sub 7, but unluckily we barely improved and ran a final time of 7:11. I felt that was as much as I could do in the 60s, but I knew I could run so much faster, so in preparation for my last race in the 200 meters, we had a nap, and this changed everything. My mechanics, power and turnover were effortless compared to the feeling in the 60s. I knew I could do something really good. Starting off the race strong, we nearly fell on my face, but after catching myself, I started to cruise down the back straight. I was saving all of my energy for that second bend to re-accelerate, but this is the moment where I knew I f***ed up. You know how I said I didn't really train in those 2 weeks in preparation to this comp? Yeah. My body was not meant to run at 100% today. We pushed it a little too far and my calf started to cramp up. As it cramped, I started stepping on the inside lines, almost disqualifying myself. As I was slowing down, I was ready to stop the sprint so my cramp would stop. However, as I went down the home straight, it just went away. So I was like, I may as well secure first place. So after cramping up for a quarter of the race, we finished with a time of 22.51. And my final thoughts towards this race day didn't leave me too disappointed. On one hand, I didn't really run as fast as I would like to, and I imagined it to go a bit differently. But on the other hand, I ran consistently on the day, and I did improve. Even with the cramp in my 200 meters, I felt kind of good before that, and I'm happy that I got the bad races out of the way. Now for the rest of the season, I can properly build from this benchmark. But the one thing I've learned from all of this, do not race if you're not physically ready. I didn't have good consistent training 2 weeks prior and I still decided to race. I will admit, I was optimistic to run even though I knew these factors were playing against me, but in the future, I definitely will not make this mistake again. But the question is, will I redeem myself in my next 200 meters? Achieving that 21.8 I need to get into the UK Championships. And will I finally get my long-awaited sub 760? Coming up in the next episode of Road to Sub 21. Anyways guys, thank you all for watching the video, and if you've enjoyed them, please do hit the like button and subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.